What is going on, guys? I'm Teo. Welcome to another vlog episode. If you don't already know, I do play live casino poker at a competitive level. Today I got a special episode. I'm going to bring on none other than Peter Chien, a high-stakes player. We played together at Woodbine, rose to the rankings, and we're going to have some high-stakes action today. Without further ado, I'm going to take you to the interview that I hosted in Niagara with Peter. Hopefully you guys like it. What's going on, guys? So if you haven't seen the vlog where I posted a pretty big pot of Peter Chien, he had like about $100,000 sitting in front of him. This is the real money, the real man right here that played the full out. You guys were playing what?
Most days we were playing 50-100. Sometimes it was 50-100, 200.
50-100, 200.
Big game, yeah. That's
a friggin' huge game. So how much were you guys like starting off in that tournament, or the tournament in the game? This is during the WPT, so that's why I was thinking tournaments here.
Yeah.
So it's a cash game. This cash game was running like along the WPT time, just because that's when it was just best organized. When a lot of people with a lot of money were able to sit down and play such a giant game, or like this.
Yes.
This game's not easy to organize, right?
I did a lot of work like organizing the game and getting players together at the right time.
So if you guys think that like some of these big games are, you know, they're just on the fly and everybody's just kind of waiting around to play 25-50 or 50-100 or 100-200, you got to realize that there's somebody behind the scenes like Peter that's working it out, and he's trying to group these people together and he's trying to make things happen. So that's kind of where things are during the WPT, and obviously like it was running really good. The game dynamics were tough players, right? You're playing this.
It's definitely like the regulars are a lot better than at lower stakes.
Okay.
But then like there are some big gamblers too, right? They want to just gamble for a lot of money. They want to win big. They can lose big.
Yeah.
So it's still a good game. It's not like everyone's a tough player.
Okay, so that's like the key thing, right? Like in any poker game, there's got to be somebody that's a little weaker, and you got to kind of capitalize on trying to beat those players up, right? And obviously you want to be able to handle your game and hold your own when you're facing a bunch of these stronger players. So that's why you got to be really good. You got to study the game. You got to have everything kind of like ready to go, and you got to be playing this game like day in, day out type of thing. And that's kind of like that's been Peter's past, right? Just studying hard, playing online, working his way up, transitioning to the live games. And that's the name of the game, guys. You gotta start out at one point. You gotta start small, work your way up to where you're playing for huge sums of money. So, without further ado, let's just look into the first hand, into one of his hands that he was playing at 50-100. So, Peter,
all right, so
take it away.
We're playing 50-100. Our stacks are about like 12,000 deep.
Yep.
So I'm on the button, it folds to me, I have Queen 8 suited.
And hold on, how many people are playing this game? This is
It's like a full game.
Full game, nine-handed?
Nine-handed.
Yeah.
Folds to me the button, I have Queen 8, I opened at 350. It's kind of a big raise, like opening 3.5x at higher stakes. A lot of people open 2x, but I think there's two good players behind me. I have Eric Lemarquand in the small blind.
Shout out to Eric.
He's a tough player. Like, I don't really want to raise small and get called a lot of the time and have to play pots with good players. So I just raise bigger, avoid that situation. Eric in the small blind, he raises to 1,400, and I call.
Is that kind of like a standard 3-bet size? 1,400 seems pretty big too for a 3-bet.
Yeah, going like 4x when you're out of position, that's pretty normal.
Pretty standard?
Like it's pretty normal, like anywhere from 3 to 4x bigger out of position, because you don't want to play out of position.
No, that just blows. Playing out of position sucks. Position's important, guys, and Alvi knows, so.
The flop comes Jack 10-10 rainbow.
Okay, do you got a backdoor flush draw at all?
I don't remember.
It's
not a big deal. I think Eric bets 1,000. That's around a third of the pot.
Yeah.
And I call. I've got a gut shot, and then
pair draw.
And a pair draw, yeah. It's like it's hard for him to have a pair. Like he has a ace high a lot of the time.
Yeah.
If I hit my 8, I hit my queen, and I'm good a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So the turn's a 3. He checks, and then I check back.
I guess that's pretty standard. Would you ever consider just starting to bluff there on the turn?
I think this isn't like my best hand to bluff, because if I bet and he raises,
Right.
then I have to fold. Like, my hand has a lot of value,
Right.
so I'm folding away the value of my hand when I have to fold.
So you want to see a river card.
Yeah.
You don't want to
I
get
wanna
blown
take a
off your
free
hand.
card.
Fair enough.
I see the river card. It's a really good card for me. I get a queen, so I hit my top hand.
Beauty.
And now Eric shoves for around 9,000, which is around twice the pot.
That's insane, man. So guys, the pot right now is like 14-ish, $15,000, and you got to make an insane call. Like he has you covered or what?
Yeah, he has me covered.
He's got you covered.
I have to call 9,000.
You got to call 9,000. Insane. So what's going through your mind at this point?
So at this point, like, he made a huge bet, but he can have all the full houses. He can have Jack 10. He can have Queen 10. He can have pocket jacks, pocket queens, and like, he could play all those hands this way.
Yeah.
He might have ace king, but also I'm like super high up in my range. Like, it's almost the best hand I can have.
Right.
The only better hands I have are ace queen and king queen and queen 9.
Yeah.
And like, I don't always play these hands this way. Sometimes I'll bet the turn.
Yeah. So a hand like pocket kings, aces, maybe queens, maybe ace king, you're just gonna 5-bet pre-flop.
Yeah. Like,
Or 4-bet pre-flop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll pretty much never have a full house. I have Jack 10, I'm gonna be betting on the turn.
Right, of course. Seems like this is like a really, really intense hand. Like, I don't know, man. $9,000 facing the river. How long did it take him for him to move all in?
He moved all in pretty quick.
Like, just instantaneous. Because I mean, that could be a tell, right? That could be a viable tell. You know, you're playing live. You're not playing on the internet, so that could totally play a part and factor into your decision making as well. Obviously, you're playing with somebody that understands this and that's playing at a high level. So
Yeah, he's a really good player. Like, I think he's making a good decision whether he goes fast or he goes slow.
right. So
It's-
so he's mixing some of these tells up. You know, I see it from time to time. People are mixing it up, and that's just kind of the way it goes. Sometimes they're gonna go 5 seconds. Sometimes they're gonna go like 30 seconds, and so really it comes down to like tells. Do they really matter when you're playing super high stakes? Probably not as much, right?
Not as much. Like, people know what they're doing for the most part. They're not giving away that much.
So tough decision. What do you do?
In this spot, like, I think it doesn't matter that he went all in really quickly, because it's not, his bluffs are very easy for him to find. Like,
Right.
it's very obvious he's bluffing with his ace X hands.
Yeah.
Like, he has ace 2 suited, ace 3 suited, ace 4 suited, ace
Of
5
course,
suited.
a lot of those. Yeah.
Yeah. And those other hands he's bluffing with, as he's value betting, are full houses and straights.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's a really close spot, so I just ended up folding. I think it's like super close. It probably doesn't really matter what I do.
Yeah.
But it's just like flipping for 9,000.
A lot of the viewers watch, and like you get into these spots where you're like, you know, you're 50-50 on your decision, and you could get to the point where you feel like half the time you're going to be right, half the time you're going to be wrong. Now I know this is not really about feel. Like, what we're talking about here is like percentages. We're talking about the math. The math about the whole situation is about a flip. All right, guys. So I obviously wanted to run the math in the lab, and I wanted to see what I came up with. Did we get the same results as Peter? Because I didn't run the math before the hand. I didn't do any of these calculations. Math is really simple to do. So I gave Eric the range of ace, king, queens, and jacks. Obviously, ace, king makes a straight. Queens and jacks make a boat. Pretty viable hands, and it's pretty standard for him to have these hands in this situation, and it's possible for him to play the hand this way. It makes total sense. And then as bluff cards or bluff combinations, I gave him ace 5 suited, ace 4 suited, ace 3 suited, and ace 2 suited. I don't think that he's going to go way overboard with his aces and his 3-bet strategy. And I don't think that he's going to include hands like ace 2 offsuit, ace 3 offsuit, all those offsuit aces, because then you're adding way too many hands and your 3-betting range just becomes pretty weak and unbalanced. So given that me and Peter were thinking along the same lines. Let's just hit the go button here. And if you can see the numbers crunching, I don't know if you guys can see that, but Peter's got 42.6% equity in the hand. And the pot odds that he's getting is very close to 40%. He's getting about 39 and change. So if you do the math, you add up all the pot and everything, and the total pot's going to be close to 23,000. And you got to divide 9,000 by 23,000. That's your pot odds. That's your percentage. Then that's what you got to go by. If Eric is bluffing more than 39% of the time, then Peter would have to call with a hand that has more than 40% equity. And if he's calling with a hand that has 40% equity, he's basically breaking even. It's a flip. So what you want to do in order to gain an edge is you want to obviously call with a hand that you have more than 40% equity, a lot more, to make the call extremely profitable. So in this case, it's pretty much a dead flip. I would consider it a dead flip. And based on dynamics of the table, I mean, if there's somebody that's just kind of spewing money, it's probably way better for you to just go ahead and save your 9,000 for a better opportunity. But let's just try something. I'm going to try to put in some extra hands here. They're at the bottom of his range. I think he might throw them in. I don't know if he's going to throw all of them in, but let's just say for the sake of showing this example, he's going to have 7-6 suited, 6-5 suited, and 5-4 suited. So I just put these all in here. I'm going to hit accept, and I'm going to hit go. By the way, I'm using the Poker Equity Calculator. You can find this on the App Store for free. And I don't know if you can see that number, but the number is 57.5% now, just by adding those 3 extra hands in his bluffing range. So if Peter always folds in the spot, then he's pretty much going to get crushed by Eric in this situation. If you run this hand over and over and over again, Eric is printing money if he's got all those other hands in his bluff strategy. So yeah, I guess the math, man, the math. Guys, sometimes you gotta put numbers in here after you play a hand, crunch it, see if you did good. If you did good, then you did good. If you did bad, then you at least got to know what you got to do better next time. So anyways, back to the interview. You can find a better spot where you have more of a percentage and more equity to put that money in.
Yeah.
There's more value to be found with your 9,000 than in that spot. So all in all, damn, that's a huge hand.
I know, I can't just always fold with this hand. Like, if he knew I was doing that, then he would just start bluffing me more.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
just like,
with live, right, obviously you're playing this game and it's like you're not playing that many hands. So every hand matters a lot more. And he's not really going to find out like the true frequency, right, unless you guys play online together.
Yeah, unless like I do a vlog with Teo, like he's not going to find out I folded this hand.
Yeah, so maybe like doing this vlog might have not been the best best choice, but
well, it's one hand.
It's one hand out of the many. So how would you do for the whole WPT type of experience playing this 50, 100?
It was pretty crazy. Like I had my biggest winning day twice.
Yeah.
Like back to back.
Winning days, guys. We're talking about 5-figure days. This is huge.
Like in money terms, it's a lot of money. In buy-ins, it's not that much. It's like you win 10,000 and it's like 100 big blinds.
Right.
Sometimes left if there's a straddle going on. It's not.
Yeah.
Like, but it's good to run good in the big games.
It's good to run good when it counts.
Yeah.
So yeah, ultimately, like you just got to make your number one decisions. You gotta fold when the time is right, and really think about this game for the future as well, right? Like that $9,000, he saved that money and ran a stack up to over 100.
Well, I don't know if I saved it because he could have been bluffing.
Well, man, like $100,000. You got to look at it in the long term too, right?
Yeah.
Could have totally been bluffing, and then good on him. I don't know. Maybe did he ever tell you whether he was bluffing?
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe he's gonna comment in the vlog. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna be truthful about it and just let the whole world know whether he was bluffing or not. I'm sure that all the fans out there want to know. Peter, man, if you're watching this, I mean not Peter, Eric, if you're watching this, definitely comment below and give us some insight. know, maybe it doesn't like give too much away, or you just make up a hand. No, don't make it up, man. Don't make it up. Don't make it up. Anyways, Peter, thanks again for coming out. That was awesome. Good bringing somebody new on the vlog, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys like the big pots, and you just like to see somebody that's like extremely into the game, extremely successful, and just riding it up, you know, from the lows. Everybody's going through them. You start from the bottom, and you're working your way up, right?
Yeah, like I started playing free rolls like 5-6 years ago.
Free rolls,
built
man.
it all the way up.
Free rolls. See, I did the same thing. I started with free rolls, but I didn't quite end up where I'm playing for that amount of money yet. But who knows? There's definitely opportunity. There's opportunity in poker, opportunity in many other things as well. So yeah, that's it, guys. Like, as you know, see, these games don't happen as often, and it's cool to run and play in some of these deep games. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys make the right decision and just keep grinding, but have fun. More importantly, good time. Yeah, just have fun.
Important.
It's important to have fun, not tilt, and just be like really just, it's all mental, man. Like, for you to get onto a huge stage like this, like, you're obviously, like, your mental game is extremely strong, right?
Yeah, it would be terrible to go play a big game and go on tilt.
Exactly. So mental game.
Gotta keep making the best decisions. Extremely
important. Yeah, you hear it from one of the toppest players. The toppest player. I know you guys laugh. The toppest player. Yeah, I just made that up. The toppest player. All right, see ya. Hopefully you guys liked this episode, and Peter, man, thanks again for doing this. It was awesome. If you did like the video, please let Peter know that you guys enjoyed watching him on the vlog, and then hopefully he's gonna come on next time. Maybe he's gonna come on for a few more vlogs. Maybe he's gonna have like some crazy hand that he might play in the Bahamas or something like that, or in Calgary, or wherever he's playing these high stakes tournaments or these high stakes cash games. But yeah, see you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I don't think I say this enough. Hit that like button.